All right, I'm here at BMX Cologne 2017 with Flatland legend Dave Nourie. Dave, what a drama to get here. Take us through it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a challenge. I was basically determined to make it this year. Stefan had asked if I was going to be able to come out, and it turned out that I had a little challenge with my passport. It expired in a 90-day window instead of 30 days instead of 90 days. So it just left me stuck in Seattle. I hooked up with Scotty Freeman, and his wife Chris just totally took care of me, and I ended up staying there for 3 nights trying to work stuff out, getting a new passport. Ultimately, I had to buy another ticket to get here.
Okay.
And
so what day was this?
This was actually, I started on Saturday. I stayed the night in Seattle. Sunday, I go to get on the plane, just denied. Monday, I got a new passport. I spent 2 days trying to figure out if I could get rebooked, and finally, I just decided to buy another ticket. So I go to the airport on Wednesday, and they delayed that flight on a whole nother day. So that meant I left on Thursday. I get to Munich, and I missed my connecting flight, so I had to get a train to get here on Friday night. So I had a plan to be here for a good 5 days, settle in, enjoy Cologne. I've been here, this is the 8th time. First time I was here was 1986, the time that we met.
Yeah.
In England. And so I was just determined not to give up. I was back and forth with my wife saying, if I give up now, I'll feel
Defeated.
like, I feel like I lost, and it's just not.
So when you rode in the run and the crowd was as loud as they were, was it all worth it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Those 3 minutes were just phenomenal. And just, I think I kind of hold a responsibility to represent the era that I was so fortunate to be a part of, to continue to do it and just expand that family that I've been.
Yeah, because we talked about this last year at Battle in the Rockies. You were like, hey, Ephraim, you're like, should I learn new tricks? And I was like, no, just do Dave Nourie.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the crowd responded more like, it's funny, like you did a few like front yards stuff and then you went into the slider and then into the wheel balance on the front. I call it a wheel stand, don't know what you call it, but and then you spin round. I remember learning that once. I saw you in 1986 at the Pool National when you did the Haro demo. But like, that's the bit that people connected with, you know. Like, and Mateus shared it.
Mateus shared it, and
it's doing the rounds on Facebook.
It's always good to keep that in my bag of tricks, but I also am working to evolve and do some new stuff and just.
But it was funny seeing you adjust the seat mid-run.
Yeah, like, 1 minute left. It's like, okay, I got to do my old school stuff. So, just to see.
And I was stoked to see you do a side glide too. I mean, I remember when I did that trick, I was like, man, that's taking me back.
Dave Breed is where I first saw that, 1984, at Huntington Beach.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, these days, I mean, do you ride for Haro still? Is it like a Legends thing?
Well, it's a Legends thing, yeah. So I was invited to be the Legends team last year at Woodward, and they still help me out with product, and I occasionally do a few things with them. But right now, I'm just trying to make as many contests. Last year, I did the whole AFA series in the old school, and then at the end, I was me and Bill Nitschke were just pretty much neck and neck. Ended up getting second for the year, and it was like ready to just go back.
But you won the event though, right?
I won the
So what made you go from vet to pro? Just for the record.
I just felt like I talked to a couple of the pros, and they encouraged me to just continue to challenge myself, and just reminded me that I never stopped riding.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't like, the old school wasn't going to keep me motivated to progress as much.
No.
And yeah, I could have done it again this year, and it would have been fun. But I feel like it's time to move on and just be in the pro class and take it from there.
So, I mean, for the record, how old are you?
I'm 51.
51, and you're still competing. And how long have you rode for?
I started like freestyle doing tricks. I was probably 15 or 16 when I first rock walk was the trick.
And do you still get the same feeling?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like today, even after riding all day yesterday, and I was done competing.
And now it rains.
Yeah, now it rains.
We could do this in the rain. It's an iPhone 7. It's supposed to be waterproof. Let's test it.
Let's test it. Well, we're in Cologne, and it's typical to rain. But anyhow, I just got motivated with all the riders and continue to practice new tricks, come up with new ideas. And
also your frame, I noticed it's different. I mean, I thought it was just a Haro Master, but then I looked at the back end and it's the brake stays tapered. And Is that something you're involved in?
No, I mean not so much. Other than I just want to ride it. You know, I want to ride the newer school frames. I rode that.
Is it light? Is it?
It's much lighter. It's about almost 4.5 pounds lighter than my old bike.
And it doesn't have that awful thing at the back.
I had
Sorry
all these
guys, but
mounts.
if you're a Haro fan, but
the
back end used to always kill me.
I used to say back then, I go, you know, we're starting to flip the bike upside down and use the other side of the bike, so maybe we need to just do the taper back end again. Well, it never happened. But this bike is totally dialed. It's got, you know, the new school technology, but still everyone looks at it and just has that relationship from that master from back.
And also maybe a lot of people don't know, so I'm going to mention it anyway. You're the first guy to do a stubble duck, right?
No.
Who was?
Seppi Mayes.
No, but like to bring it in the movement that you do now, is it a different? It seems like a different thing than what Seppi did.
I don't know. I saw Seppi do it back in the 80s.
Okay.
And then I've continued to do it.
I never saw Seppi in real life. So.
Oh yeah. No, Seppi. There's quite a few. Diz Hicks and Seppi were a couple. Like a lot of my upside down stuff, definitely was influenced by those guys. And now, you know, you see everyone doing rolling stubble ducks. Actually trying to work on those.
Oh really?
Without brakes and stuff. But
no pot smog.
Yeah. Just go for it, you know. But
and you did the bar spin Ant Rider. I remember. I'd never seen anybody do that.
Yeah, the Tennessee Twist.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Tennessee Twist. Learned it in Tennessee.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
So over the years, Haro tour. I can imagine some wild times. Do you have like a wildest story from the tour?
Wildest story from the tour.
That you just look back and go, oh man.
Let me think about a good one. Wild tour story. The first time I went on the road was
that you can say without getting in trouble.
Yeah, I have to think about the right, you know, the PG versions, I guess. But 1985, I'm just on Haro. I get sent off with Brian and Ron, and we're touring around. Yeah, and we're touring around for the whole summer, and we're heading from. We're going to Colorado. We're going to do our first big show in Denver. So we've already done California, and we're heading over, and we hit a deer in the middle of the night. And John Peterson was the announcer. I don't know if you remember that name, but he was a skate park rider. He used to run 24-inch. Anyways, he was our announcer. He was the one driving. I was sitting in the front seat. We hit this deer, and we're basically stranded in the middle of nowhere. We didn't have cell phones then, and we're like waving cars down, and this old man pulls over, and he's like, oh, he's got this big old grill on his front. He's like, yeah, I hit about 10 deer a year, and you know, you just got to be careful. And he ties a chain around the bumper of the van, pulling the van and the trailer through the rest of the mountains to the next town.
And they're steep mountains too.
And we basically found this gas station. They like welded up our radiator, bent the front fender, and got us on the road. And we're driving the next morning, and we're all sleeping just because we were up pretty much most of the night. And Ron was driving. He's like, hey guys, listen to the radio. And they had an advertisement on the radio. The Haro team, they're running a little bit late, but they'll be here anytime. So we roll in, and the van just like overheats right as we pull into the shop. And we made it. And it was like, from there on, it's like we just had to do whatever we could to make it through the tour.
Wow.
And it was just a wake-up call. And the funniest thing was I called my mom, and I said, yeah, we hit a deer, we ran into a little problem, and she didn't understand. She thought I was flying from city to city. She didn't realize I was actually driving. So, pretty good time.
So was that as glamorous as what it seemed like? I mean, I was the kid in the UK looking at magazines going, wow, this is really glamorous life. Was it would you say it was glamorous? Were you earning a good living?
Yeah,
like you would for a 9-to-5 job?
Yeah, for my age, I was making a very good living, and the most important thing that I still try to advocate today is do something that you're really passionate about, that you really love. You know, a few years back, I was invited to go to France, and I did some shows. I was doing a big event that was a race, and I was with Fiola and Bob, and I just got the taste of it.
Was that Bercy?
No, it was a Calbion. It was this big old school event, and Haro helped me out to get there, and I just decided I'd quit my job when I came back, and I started working as a teacher. Now I have summers off, and that's enabled me to travel more and do more BMX. So when I was first riding with Haro, I quit my job, I dropped out of school, and I just went for it.
Wow.
And I never would have guessed that.
At the age of 15?
I was no. It was when I got on Haro, I was 18 when I first got on Haro. I was 84. So
you were 20 years old when I first met you?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, you mentioned a little bit about being a teacher. What kind of teacher are you?
So, my wife and I have a kindergarten. So, we basically just have a small kindergarten out of our home, and we work just a regular school year. So, we start in September and then in June. and we get some time off for spring, time off for Christmas, and we get time off for summer.
Yeah.
And I made that decision after doing these shows in France and realizing I can't sit behind a desk and be begging for time off. I have 2 weeks off,
Yeah.
a whole year. There's too much going on.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I can't, I couldn't make enough.
James
impact.
McGraw would be pissed at you
Exactly.
if you don't turn
He's
up
like, come
at
on, man,
AFA,
you gotta be
get
an
it in the head.
So
Sorry,
it was-
James, but you know I'm going to call you out, man.
But it just was a progression that I needed to make in my life to set up
Yeah.
for more riding. And like I said before, I feel a bit of a responsibility to show.
Yeah, I'll call it PRR, Pro Rider Responsibility.
Yeah, and to give back.
Not
like
to
the
be an
sport.
idiot, not to talk bad, and try and be as positive as possible, even when it's maybe you're not happy with the judging, and you still have to reflect a positive outlook.
Right, and I think have that element of fun, and I've always had that entertaining, approach to it, and yeah, I'm nervous and I'm excited, and as I do more contests, I'm starting to work that muscle and not get too amped up.
Yeah, you seem still pretty young to me.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, your energy in the run was pretty amazing to see.
Yeah.
Like it, like you see park guys, and I know it's a different thing than Flatland, but a 3-minute run is a long time. You see them do a 1-minute run, and after 30 seconds, they're done.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is like Dub, for example, is like total athlete. Like,
Yeah.
he's going at it, like he's going hard.
Yeah, he's
like,
going hard. I mean, and that's
3
the thing.
minutes.
The first couple contests that the first contest that I went to was 2015 in Stubbs contest, Real Spin,
Okay.
Montreal, and that I did well, but I was so tired. I was like gonna pass out at the end.
Were you in the vet class then?
I was in the vet class, yeah. And I think I got fourth or fifth.
Did that give you a little bit of like, oh, I need to get podium?
Well, yeah, but the next year I
Still
didn't
hungry.
I didn't do as well.
Because you were nervous?
Because
thinking about it,
the
or-
riding too was like some of these old school riders that were coming out of the woodwork were just amazing, did amazing runs. And
But
I
were they
wasn't
doing were they doing old school tricks? That's the thing.
Yeah, a little bit,
Because I think if
There's
you're
a
entering vet,
crossover.
you need to be doing. You can't be doing hitchhikers.
I don't know what the actual regulations or rules are. I mean, because there's not really an age.
But to me, like if you're doing hitchhikers and stuff, you should maybe be in the novice or expert.
Right, I hear you.
Because some guys
Well,
might not ride for 10 years and they're not going to want to compete in expert. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everyone's got a different story, like circumstance.
yeah.
But I think like what James does, the old school. What do you call it? Old school.
Yeah, old school. Yeah.
But do old school tricks if you're gonna.
Right. Yeah, that's what Bill and I really focused on.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, bringing that back up, is so James called me and said, okay, a couple months before Battle of the Rockies, he said, okay, you got a chance for the title. All you have to do is take first at Battle of the Rockies.
All you have to do.
All I have to do. Like, I got second and third the last two runs, and respectfully so, Bill was killing it,
Yeah.
And I just was like, okay, and I focused, I got my routine, I thought about what music to, just the whole routine as far as getting ready for the comp. And we did our runs. Bill just didn't have a really good day.
No.
His run was just a bit off. And I was pretty much on. I hit most of my stuff, and I felt really good about it. And I just let it go. I'm done. I'm just going to wait for the results. James comes up and said, he's got this look on his face. He's just like devastated.
Like he told you the wrong thing.
And he's looking at me. He's like, Nourie, oh man, I
Won.
feel so bad. No, he didn't tell me he won yet. He just said the points that Bill got from these other contests down in the South actually do count towards the title. And I was fine with it. I get it. Like he went there.
Because
he's-
Dub won the pro, right? And
Right.
then James won it because he went to the
other ones,
what do
right.
you call them? Affiliated events. Is that
Affiliated
right?
event. And it's on the website, it's official, but James did tell me that I had this chance, and I think he just didn't quite have the story straight. So, no disrespect to you, James. I'm just telling the story that it was a realization for me that
Yeah.
the only reason he's telling me this is I won the Battle of the Rockies. Like, that's huge. I
Yeah.
came to win. So I said, okay, James, all good, no problem, whatever, it's in the past, but I came to battle. I came to win. If I won, then I get to battle Bill for the year-end title. And he's like, okay, and he's a little worried that Bill, I'm like, I know, come on, Bill and I have gotten really close over this year, competing against each other. I asked Bill, and Bill's like, yeah, let's do it. And we're like, when do you want to do it? Right now, right before the pros. So we went out there, we did our 2-minute runs in the Battlefront, which is the first time I've ever done it, which was awesome because you get to take a break and watch the rider and go back and forth. We pulled tricks that we didn't do in our run, and I watched the video, and in my heart, Bill would have taken the title. if that was an official, but it was an unofficial, just have fun,
Yeah.
go out there and do our stuff.
Yeah, so who did take the title?
Bill took the title,
And you got second.
and I got second.
And who got third?
I think it was Robert Castile. Because
That's
there
right, he
wasn't-
rode pretty good,
There
didn't he?
was, yeah, he rode in 2 contests, and there just wasn't enough that the riders were following the whole circuit. They did Florida, Detroit, and
So do you think bringing back the AFA has been good for the American flatland scene?
Yes, and I think it's going to take some time. It's not going to.
Yeah, it's not an overnight
and,
success
and,
thing.
and James has got, he's going to stick with the format. He's going to stick with what he's doing and be consistent. And I think it's just going to build some momentum like anything. But I've met so many people that got back into riding, old school or whatnot, because of it, and they got bikes and they're like out there doing it. Maybe they'll compete.
Yeah, because the AFA was such a big thing when I was like growing up, man. It was something I would rush to the newsagents to buy BMX class because all the tricks were in there. And I'm like, oh, what's that trick?
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing the effect it has, but if you take the event away, it loses a big part of the community, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it makes
You might not, you just have jams otherwise.
jams,
Which is
and,
fine,
and
but-
then just the internet. I mean, it's wonderful and it's amazing. Like, you think Master of Creativity is such a good
Yeah.
venue for people all over the world to compete and really push the progression of the sport in that way. And there's also the ability to come together. There's something about that to build that community, from that grassroots.
Yeah, before I remember you got in contact with me, you were talking about doing a Flatland Academy. Did you ever do that?
Yeah, I did, and I thank you for that advice because I really.
How did that go?
So it's funny because when I went back to school to become a kindergarten teacher, I started to use some of the training that I got to formulate more of a week-long session as opposed to just 4 hours on the weekend.
Sure.
And it just gave me more time with the kids. We would have a break. I would tell some stories. I would do a little bit of riding. They would pick some tricks that they would like. And the format basically came down to 5 days. The 5th day was a show for their friends and family. So we worked up, and I would do different levels of riding. They get a chain link for each trick. Right. So each day, 4 tricks for each week. And like white links, and then they get red links, and it kind of builds up.
Okay.
And the fun part about it is that the kids would come up and they would choreograph this whole show. They would pick their music, and they would come up with a beginning, middle, and end. And I would just teach them little things like when you're done with your run, just take a little, just take a little bit of a bow. Raise your hand up, and just telling them things that I've learned over the years to, kind of claim that. Like, okay, this is what I did. Thank you so much, and then let the other guy come out. And it really works well. I feel like the kids are into it. I want to do more of it. I really needed space. I really need to do it more even for after school, not just the summer.
Okay.
That's kind of the plan.
So, you finish up Cologne 2017. What's your plan for the rest of the year? Try and get home in one piece.
Yeah, because it was tricky getting here. I'm hoping I can just get on a flight, fly right to Seattle, then home. That's plan number 1. And then pretty much there's a lot of contests that I'd love to go to, but I think AFA is like the primary because I just want to continue that consistent. I want to go Tucson next, and then Battle of the Rockies. And the Voodoo Jam is there. I want to go to Flat Art. I've never been to Japan since like the 80s.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's important to touch that side of the globe.
Yeah.
But it's all about trying to get it to work schedule-wise and timing-wise, and financially. But that's really what I'm focused on. It's AFA, and just continue to ride with the understanding of there's another comp. There's more tricks to share. I'm trying to bring back some stuff that I haven't done. I want to do that Augustin stand. Good, like I can do it, but not very good.
What's the one you used to do?
The Miami Hopper.
No, you had the bike laid down and the pedal would spin, and you'd spin it.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
That's just a pedal spin. There's 2 different
You're
versions.
the only guy I saw do that.
One I learned from I think RL did it, and then there's another one I do because of coaster brake, and I can kind of do a little variation.
Yeah.
And I do it one-handed, and just trying to bring back some old stuff, maybe mixing with a bit of new.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Exactly.
Right, let's wrap it up with Dave Nourie. I learned something new today. Dave didn't do the stubble duck. See, I've thought that for years. This has been useful.
I wonder how many tricks people are giving you credit for just because I'm still doing it. I mean, you never know, but I have a few.
I think maybe it's because it was in freestyling, and I want to say
there was a
Rockville or somewhere like that.
some kind of how-to or something.
No, it's like a picture. I remember it was a crazy picture, really cool picture.
Oh,
Pictures were amazing.
Right. Yeah.
Of Wendy Osborne, I think it was.
Yeah.
could have been windy.
Yeah, possibly Rockville.
Yeah. Right, let's wrap this up. Thanks a lot,
Okay,
Dave.
thank you so
Thanks
much, man.
so much for blessing us with what you do. It's rad
it's
for
so
Flatland.
fun. Yeah, it's so
Right,
fun. I'm
we're
glad
out.
to be-
Flat Matters.
All right,
Boom.
Flat Matters. Take care.